The Time Machine, Chapter 4. I could not believe my eyes, or rather, I did not want to believe my eyes. The thought was too terrible. I could not return to my own time. I was trapped in the future forever. For a moment I froze. I was in shock. Then I forced myself to think and move. The time machine had to be here. The people must have hidden it nearby. They were too weak to move it far. Maybe this was their idea of playing hide and seek. They were childish enough. Desperately, I searched the bushes around the grass field. Branches scratched my face. Blood ran down my cheek. I hardly noticed. I still had not found my time machine. Sweat soaked my shirt. My eyes burned with anger. The game had gone far enough. I ran back to the dining hall. It was empty. Where had they gone? I went back out into the night. Another building was nearby. It was a palace fit for a king. I found the door open. I was not surprised. I had not found a door locked yet. Inside, people were sleeping. There were more than 20 of them. They were lying on cushions on the marble floor. "Wake up," I shouted. In my anger, I forgot that they did not know my language. "Where is my machine?" They may not have understood my words, but the anger in my voice was clear. That, and the fist I waved at them. I made myself even clearer. I pulled one of them to his feet. I shook him hard. Then I let him go. He stood trembling before me. By now, they were all awake. A strange look came over their beautiful faces. I realized that look was new to them. Probably they did not even know what that look was. But I did. It was fear. I forgot my anger. I would not be the one who taught these people fear. I would use a better method to find my time machine. I would learn their ways, their language. Then I could tell them how much I wanted the machine. Once they knew, they would give it back. Besides, I told myself, I was in no hurry. I had traveled so far to find out what the future held, I could take a few days to find out more. I did not even have to worry about the dinner with my friends. I could come home a week after I had left. I was no longer a slave of time. I was its master. I patted the shaking man before me on the shoulder. It is the way one calms any scared creature. It worked. He smiled and yawned. Then he lay down to go back to sleep. Then I lay down and went to sleep myself. Maybe in the morning my time machine would be back. Maybe the theft would turn out to be a bad dream. It did not. But the next day it seemed less of a nightmare. When I awoke, I went back to the White Sphinx. I was hunting for clues. A group of people followed me. They had already forgotten the fear I had caused. I was once again an object of fun, like a new toy or game. I reached the spot where my time machine had been. There I saw what I had not seen in my panic. In the soft grass were 2 tracks. They had marked where my time machine had been dragged away. The tracks led straight to the bronze base of the White Sphinx. I banged with my fist on the base. It was hollow. Now I knew where my time machine was. I looked more closely at the base. I saw almost invisible lines. They marked a sliding door. All I had to do was open that door. My time machine would be waiting. But how to do it? There were no handles, knobs, or levers. I had to figure out how the door worked, or else find tools to force it open. I turned to ask for help, but the people who had followed me were gone. Then I saw one of them. He was watching me from the bushes. Before he could get away, I grabbed him. I dragged him to the bronze base. I tried to make him understand what I wanted. I shoved his face close to the secret door. The look on his face stopped me. He looked sick. It was as if I were forcing something horrible down his throat. His eyes begged me to let him go, and I did. He ran away as fast as his legs would go. I watched him leave. These children would not be any help. Then I looked around for something, anything I could use. I picked up a rock and banged on the door. It made a few dents, but that was all. I would have to go back to my first plan. I would learn to talk to these people. I'd ask them to give back my time machine, or else tell me how to get at it. I gave the door one last bang. Then I tossed my rock away. It was useless. Then I heard it, or at least I thought I heard it. A sound from behind the door. A sound like a chuckle. It stopped. I pressed my ear against the bronze, but I heard nothing more. I shrugged. Perhaps the sound had not come from behind the door. It could have been leaves on the trees. It did not matter. I could not worry about odd noises. I had more important things to do. I soon had another worry on my hands, a much more serious one. The people who had been so friendly before now stayed away from me. I could guess why. It had to do with my trying to open the bronze door. I must have broken some kind of rule. I had somehow become unclean. They shrank from me when I tried to make contact. My concern grew. I needed so badly the knowledge and the tools. Then an accident gave me what I needed most of all, a friend.